Nigeria is once again counting bodies, nursing wounds, and searching for the missing as coordinated armed attacks swept through multiple states, exposing the deepening insecurity gripping the country and raising urgent questions about the capacity of authorities to protect lives. In Kebbi State, no fewer than 8 people were confirmed dead after gunmen launched simultaneous assaults on Kaiwa, Gelawu, and Gebbe villages in Shanga local government area, an attack residents described as the most violent the area has experienced in many years. According to local accounts, the attackers arrived without warning, opening fire indiscriminately and sending terrified residents running into nearby bushes and neighboring communities in a desperate bid to survive. Entire families fled in the dead of night, abandoning homes, livestock, and personal belongings as panic spread rapidly across the area. Survivors said the sound of gunfire echoed for hours, creating confusion and fear, with many villagers too traumatized to return even after the attackers withdrew. Security forces were later deployed to the area following distress calls, and the Kebbi State Police Command confirmed that coordinated security operations, patrols, and surveillance were ongoing, though officials declined to release operational details, citing active engagements. As residents mourned the dead and struggled to come to terms with the violence, appeals poured in for sustained security presence, with many warning that temporary deployments would not prevent future attacks. At the same time, Zamfara State witnessed another grim chapter as gunmen attacked Sabon-Layi village in the Wanke district of Gusau local government area, abducting 16 women, killing 2 and injuring several others during a night raid. Community sources said the attackers arrived around 1 a.m. on motorcycles, moving methodically from house to house and targeting women, some of whom were taken alongside their children. When some of the victims resisted being led into the forest, the attackers opened fire, killing 2 women on the spot and leaving others with serious gunshot wounds who were later rushed to Yariman Bakura Specialist Hospital in Gusau for treatment. The attack devastated the community, which residents said had only recently paid a ransom of 8 million naira to secure the release of 7 women abducted in an earlier incident, deepening anger and despair over what they described as endless cycles of violence, payment, and renewed attacks. Villagers said the community was now largely deserted, with families fleeing in fear as the attackers reportedly carted away belongings and livestock, while the whereabouts of the abducted women remained unknown. Efforts to obtain an official response from the Zamfara State Police Command were unsuccessful as calls to the police spokesperson went unanswered. Meanwhile, in Kwara State, the insecurity extended beyond rural villages into public infrastructure projects as families of 5 road construction workers abducted on December 15 revealed that the kidnappers had demanded a ransom of 500 million naira for their release. The victims, identified as Ademola Afolabi, Abdullahi Lade, Emmanuel Okuwadari Kayode, Fatai Akin, and their driver Yusuf, were seized at a Kwara State government road construction site along the Sabaja-Owa-Onire Road in Isan local government area, after gunmen stormed the site in broad daylight at about 11:40 a.m. and whisked them away. Speaking on behalf of the families, Dare Boimbogun said their lives had been suspended between hope and despair since the abduction, describing the ransom demand as impossible to meet and calling on the government to intervene urgently. He emphasized that the abducted men were ordinary workers contributing to the development of the state, not individuals involved in any criminal activity, and that their captivity had plunged their families into severe emotional and financial distress. According to him, many of the families rely entirely on the abducted men for survival, and with each passing day, fear, hunger, and psychological trauma were mounting, particularly among wives, children, and elderly parents. One of the wives, Idayat Lade, tearfully appealed for the release of her husband, revealing that she lost a pregnancy due to the emotional strain caused by the abduction, a development that further underscored the human cost of the crisis. While acknowledging efforts by the police and other security agencies, the the families insisted that time was running out and urged authorities to treat the abduction as a top priority, establish direct communication with affected families, provide welfare support and counseling, and strengthen security along construction corridors and rural roads. In another development linked to rising public frustration, Kwara State Governor Abdurrahman Abdurrazak ordered the police to arrest individuals who attacked women protesters near the under-construction government house in Ilorin during the Christmas period. A viral video showed suspected hoodlums assaulting women who were peacefully protesting near the government house gate, an incident that sparked widespread outrage. In a statement issued by his chief press secretary, the governor condemned the attack, describing it as unacceptable and stressing that peaceful protest is a democratic right. He directed security agencies to identify and prosecute those responsible and reiterated his administration's commitment to strengthening security, citing recent initiatives including the deployment of armed forest guards and increased patrols across vulnerable areas. Across Kebbi, Zamfara and Kwara states, the renewed wave of killings, abductions and violent disruptions has intensified fear and displacement, leaving communities traumatized and questioning whether current security measures are sufficient to stem the tide. As security agencies continue operations and investigations, residents in affected areas remain on edge, mourning the dead, searching for abducted loved ones, and hoping that decisive action will bring lasting relief rather than temporary calm, as Nigeria once again confronts the harsh reality of insecurity spreading across multiple regions at the same time.